If you want to scale your payouts from prop firms, this is the #1 way to do it, and it's building portfolios using these different firms. So if you're looking to trade safer, get more payouts, and make more money, this video is for you. Let's get into it. Get to the handy dandy whiteboard. Scale, safety, and consistency. That's what it's all about around here. Now, simply put, diversification is having multiple accounts at the same firm, having multiple accounts across different firms, okay? And having different styles of accounts. And we'll talk about this as we go forward. Now, when you think about diversification, there are going to be different rules in place. Every firm has their own thing that they do. For example, Apex as an eval will let you pass in just one day. You just start it and you can pass it that same day. Other firms like Take Profit Trader might have a 20% consistency rule, which means you have to trade for 5 days. As a different example, My Funded Futures and Top Step have 50% consistency rules, meaning you can pass in 2 days technically. Now they're a little strict on it, so it might take you 3 days to do it safely, but you can do it. So every firm has different rules. Different rules create different trades. And so if you're at Take Profit Trader and you have a 20% consistency rule, you can't go for humongous trades unless that's all you're going to do. You kind of have to trade small. If you're looking to like pass an Apex eval as an example, you could go for one monster trade with all the leverage in the world and it will work out. The different rules create different types of trades. Now, consistency rules are a big part of this. Scaling plans are a big part of this. So if you're not familiar with the scaling plan, you haven't passed an eval or you just haven't done it at a different firm, a place like Top Step, as an example, will give you basically 2 contracts to start. Even though you can use 5 in their evals, you can only use 2 in the funded accounts. If you go with My Funded Futures, they give you 1 contract. And so you have to understand these scaling plans, why they're in place, what they're in place for, and what the goals are. I think they're pretty fair, actually. My Funded Futures does $100 5 times, then you get a payout, and they give you 1 contract to do that. That's 5 points. That's basically nothing. So it's pretty fair. Top Step will give you 2, and they give you 2 days to mess the account up. So I think that's also pretty fair as well. Apex has their own rules. But scaling plans can play a big role in how you trade, and you probably already know that. Drawdown is another one. If you have an account, let's say you fund your Apex accounts, that drawdown on those accounts is way less than it was when you were in the eval. And so that drawdown probably causes you to trade way smaller. They also have consistency rules, so that's going to play a factor in that as well. Now, evals versus funded. Different rules, different accounts, different trades. In evals, you can be more aggressive. I feel like you should be more aggressive in evals. There's no point in spending an entire month or month and a half in the same eval. We're not getting anywhere. We should either be trying to get that account passed, or I don't say blow it up, but we need to be taking enough risk that it's worth logging in every day and trying to pass. Our goal is to get to the funded accounts, not to spend time in evals. And then here's the last part. Does your eval, does your funded account give you a 1-day or 2-day chance? So certain prop firms, you'll just, if you fail, if you hit the trailing stop or whatever the rule might be, you're just done. You have no more room left to take any trades. That account's blown, you've wasted your money, you have to restart. Other firms will give you 2 days. So let's say Top Step is a great example of this. So you have a $2,000 total drawdown on a $50K account, but they stop you at $1,000. So if you have a bad day, you lose $1,000, you can still come back the following day and try to get your account back, or at least save it, or at least still be funded. Okay, so having a 2-day, a 1-day stop, then you have the second day to trade, or having a no stop can also determine how you trade. And so all of these rules are they are what they are. We can't control them. It just is what it is. But it's up to you to know which firm has what rules. So when you're building this portfolio, you don't stack rules across different firms. So you wouldn't want to have a firm like Take Profit Trader has a 20% consistency rule. You wouldn't want to stack another firm that has the same 20% consistency rule. That wouldn't make sense. We want to make sure that we have different rules in place, and I'll talk about why that is here coming up. All right, now, takes the pressure off. When we start building a portfolio, when we go from, I'm going to get just 1 prop firm and I'm going to go with 1 eval and I'm going to try to get 1 funded account and I'm going to try to get 1 payout from that funded account. What it does is it puts all the pressure on you to get everything right the first time. And it's very difficult to trade with a lot of pressure on you, right? If you have financial stress, it's hard to trade. If you have, if you're worried about trying to save this account, it can also be very difficult. And so having multiple accounts that we can trade takes the pressure off of having to be perfect in just that 1 account. Now here's the other thing, and I experienced this today a little bit. So in the morning, I traded my Funded Futures funded account, and it didn't go very well. It's down $300 something. I have a live stream posted, you can go watch it. Didn't go very well. I immediately switched over when I got done. I switched over to my Top Step account. I think I took 1 trade in my Top Step account. That thing hit for 2 something, and I copy traded 5 evals. I was like, all right, that's good enough. I'm done with this account. Then I jump over to my Apex account, I think it was 2 or 3 trades there, and I was also done. I don't remember exactly how many it was. But I was not profitable with the one My Funded Futures funded account, very profitable with the 5 evals on Top Step, and then very profitable with the 8 accounts on Apex that were also evals. And I have a couple funded accounts with them as well that we could probably jump into as well. Anyway, and so I had a rough time in the first one because I'm trying to get my account back from down to like break even and then like try to get to that profit goal of $100, like doing one contract, like very like down, and then I win a little bit, then down some more, and it's like I'm fighting this weird battle. I go to the next prop firm, and all of a sudden all of that like emotion goes away. I start at 0, and then I'm taking good quality trades. I take one trade. I'm like, all right, okay, we made $1,000 across 5 of these accounts. Let's move on. Same thing with Apex. So you get to start fresh when you're jumping from one account to the other. And I'm not saying that you should just like have a bad day, then go to another account, then have a bad day, then keep rotating. What I'm saying is overall, my portfolio today actually grew $2,700 across funded and evals because I was able to jump around. Now, I actually did get that My Funded Futures account back to profit, but that's also in the live stream. You can watch that a little bit later. So here's the other thing, is you're unlikely to have a bad day in 2 to 4 different prop firm accounts. Like unless you're just like on full tilt, like you're just having a horrific day, it's pretty unlikely that you're going to carry over those losses and really bad habits into the next set of accounts. Okay, so you have a bad, like me, I had a bad day today on my Funded Futures in the morning. Not great. Jump over to my Top Step account. Again, all of that weirdness, trying to get back to profit goes away. Good day. Apex, same thing, great day. It's going to be pretty hard for you to have a bad day across the board in all of your accounts if you have a strategy that actually works. It's going to be hard for you to blow up all of your prop firm accounts and all of your different firm accounts. It'll be very difficult for you to do. Now, one account does not determine a day, the portfolio does. This is a big one, and I kind of harp on my day today in the morning because it all kind of ties together, which is having one bad day in one bad account or one bad day across a couple of accounts at the same firm doesn't determine whether or not you're a bad trader or a great trader, right? It's what you do across the entire portfolio. So did the numbers grow or did they decrease across the board? And if it's like you broke even, then like fine, you break even. If you lost money, then like, okay, you lost money. But the odds are that you're going to have a bad day in maybe one of the accounts, if you have one at all, and the rest of them are going to be pretty freaking good. And so having multiple accounts, having multiple prop firms can allow you to like reframe the way that you see your trading from this one account did poorly, so I'm a bad trader, to like, I just had one account that did bad. Like me personally, I had one out of my 14 accounts that was red for today, and which ended up actually being green. So I was 14 for 14. By the time I was 13 for 14. And so am I going to focus on the one account that was bad or like the entire pie that I had that was actually profitable? All right. Now, you will lose less money with your prop firms if you do this the way I'm saying it. I am not saying you should copy trade. We'll talk about copy trade. I'm not saying you should copy trade every single account that you have. I don't believe in that. I don't personally do it, and I don't believe in it. When you trade all of these accounts, but separately, you're less likely to lose money overall. That's what we've been talking about this whole time. But you're also less likely to lose money of your own money. And so what I mean by that is, a lot of you guys, it happens to me too, right? You have an account, you blow the account, and then you go buy a new one. You have the account, you blow the account, you reset it, whatever it is. You're less likely to do that if you've got like 10 or 15 accounts. If you have 4 different accounts and you're trading one at a time, you're less likely to go and blow up and then reset that account that same day. You'll probably just let that account sit, maybe blown, and just focus on the other 2 to 3 that you have. And then maybe you can come back and reset that one when there's a discount going on or there's a sale or whatever the case might be. But you're going to spend less of your own money if you can continue to rotate these accounts because you have other accounts to focus on that might be doing pretty well. You don't have to focus on this one loser. You can let that sit, and if you want to reset it later on, you can. But ideally, we're focusing on what's winning and what's working, and we should be trading smaller anyway, and we'll get to that. But you'll spend less of your own cash by rotating through prop firms. You'll spend more money up front, but overall, you will like spend less because you'll be trading across different accounts. You won't be trying to reset everything. Now, copy trading. I've mentioned this before, but we want to copy trade like accounts. We also want to copy trade like accounts at the same firm. It's what I believe. Now, not everybody agrees with this. That's totally fine. But I personally believe that you should copy trade only evals and only funded accounts, right? So evals only, funded accounts only. Okay, that's what I believe. But I also believe that you should be copy trading at the same firm. Okay, so for today, my funded futures was 1 account. And then Top Step was 5 accounts. And then Apex was 8 accounts. And the day before was 15 accounts on Apex, right? And there was 5 on Top Step. I'm only going to trade the same accounts at the same firm. And the reason for that is, again, I don't want the carryover, I don't want the spillage, I don't want the bleed into. I don't want to have a really good day in one account and feel like I'm on top of the world, feel a little arrogant, feel a little bit like I could just take whatever trading is going to work out and let that spill into the rest of my accounts. If I'm trying to copy trade and I continue to trade. What I'd like to do is just silo it. One trade, one account, one firm, and then I move on to the next one. However that might be. If it's one trade, it's one trade. If it's 10 trades, it's 10 trades. Okay, you kind of get my point here. Now, we are going to scale. This will help you scale faster with less stress. So if, as an example today, and we'll talk about goal setting here in a little bit, but if my goal is to make $1,000 a day, it's a lot easier to make $1,000 in a day when you're trading across 4 different accounts and you're trading just one account. It's way easier to do it when you're trading across 10 accounts than it is just one account. And so what's going to happen is we're going to be able to trade for $50 of profit, $100 of profit across many different accounts, rather than trying to go for $1,000 of profit in just one account. This is more expensive. This is a more expensive way of doing it, but this is the way that is going to allow you to, again, have less stress and get to your goals faster. It won't feel that way, but once you're there and at the summit, you'll be like, yeah, I should have never done anything else but this. Here's the other thing, is there's no rush to finish. And what I really could say to this is there's no rush to finishing the day, and also no rush to hit profit goal. If I could type. Right, there's no rush to hit your profit goal. We're doing exactly what we should be doing. We're trading across many different accounts. I don't have this weird profit goal hanging over my head for this one account. I don't have to force trades to get to the numbers that I want to get to. I can do it somewhere else. I will do it cumulatively, okay? Diversified accounts, having different types of accounts. Now, there, I think, are 3 main categories of accounts that you can have. Evals, obviously, funded accounts, obviously, and then the DTF, not that DTF, the other DTF, direct to funded accounts that you can have. So you can have 3 different types. And I believe that having a mixture of these 3 gives you really good perspective on what it is that you should be doing with your trading. For example, your evals are basically meant to get to funded accounts, okay? And your funded accounts meant to get you payouts. Your direct-to-funded accounts, those are a little bit different. They're more expensive, so you need to be a little bit more careful. They typically will require you to trade 10 days, so 2 weeks of trading at least, that you're going to have to do, assuming there's no like profit goal or anything weird in there. And so you have different time frames for these accounts. Let's say you have an eval with Apex, and then you've got a funded account with Top Step, and then you've got a direct-to-funded account with Perdia. I'm an associate, I have no affiliate links with any of these companies. These are the ones that I know. Well, your eval with Apex is going to be very easy to pass, and you can be very aggressive with it. And if you get it on a sale, you kind of like gamble with it a little bit because it's really cheap. You just get another one. The funded account with Top Step, well, you have 2 days that you could trade horribly before you blow it up. But basically, you're 5 days away from a payout, assuming you're at 0 or not super negative. And even if you are negative, you can go from negative to payout worthy. There's no consistency rule there. With your direct-to-funded account, you might be 2 weeks away from a payout. So you're like double the funded account, okay? You're direct-to-funded. But what that's going to allow you to do is trade really small, because your payout that you need to get, if it's $1,000, if it's 10 days, that's still $100 a day. So $100, $100, and then you get your payout of $500, assuming that's the rule. Now, in each one of these accounts, you have different ways of trading. If it's Top Step, you need $200. If it's the direct to funded, you need $100. So you can size smaller. With Top Step, you can size up a little bit. With the evals, you can size up even more, okay? These diversified accounts offer, kind of like I was talking about, a different style of trading and allow you to scale up and scale down. I think one of the biggest things that's overlooked is you can try different strategies with different types of accounts. And so, like as an example, if you have an eval, I look at evals like they're not like it's water, like it's just infinite. You can get it wherever, okay? And so you should be trying different strategies across the board, different. Like if you want to trade breakouts, which I don't recommend, but if you want to try that, you can try that. If you want to trade reversals, if you want to like try and trade news, if you want to trade at a different time, a different session rather. If you want to like size up, you want to size down, like there are just different time frames like on the charts. Like there are so many different things that you could try. And so I look at evals as kind of the playground for that. Once you get into the funded account, and if you buy a direct-to funded account, like that's where you need to like have a professional strategy that you believe in can actually help you get a payout. But the evals, like that, you essentially could have 2 separate strategies. One that you're trying things with, and the one that is actually more so set that's going to help you make money. You believe that it's going to help you make money. Okay, so you can have different strategies if you have different types of accounts. If you have all evals, you could just technically gamble, I guess, the entire way through, but then it's kind of like you're not really getting anywhere. But if you have a funded account, now you have to really lock in and make sure that you're trading, properly with said accounts. Now, payouts, this is a big one too. When you have diversified accounts, you have diversified payout pools, okay? What this means is, let's take Apex as an example. They cap your payouts, all right? So you can only get a certain amount of dollars from them per payout period, assuming you follow everything else. TopStep has a $5,000 cap. My Funded Futures does not have a cap. Perdia does not have a cap. There are plenty of firms that do not have caps. And so you could, in theory, get multiple payouts of different sizes all throughout the way. So like as an example, Apex, I think the 25K account is like $1,500 or $1,000 is the payout cap. I don't remember exactly what it is. Now, like you have to get over the buffer zone, then you can get to your payout. With My Funded Futures, you can get a payout of $250. It's not a lot, but it is pretty cool for somebody else to pay you for trading. So like it'd be worth kind of, getting that amount. And so super interesting where you have different levels that you could be receiving payouts from. The goal is not to like get one $20,000 payout. The goal is to get like 10, $1,500 to $2,000 payouts. Try to get a $250 one here, a $2,000 one there, maybe a $4,000 one somewhere else. And like the sum total equals a really great amount. But like the job is not to get one payout from one firm. Like Take Profit Trader is a wonderful firm, but it's very difficult to pass the eval, then get to the point where you can start getting those payouts daily like they promise. It just doesn't. It's very difficult to do. They really suck in with that, and I wish they didn't, but that's the way it is. Having different sizes of payouts is humongous because it doesn't really matter. Like if you know that you're going to get somewhere with like $5,000 from somewhere, 1,000 here, 3,000 here, another $1,000 here, then like you don't have to worry so much about growing each account a certain size. Payout timing, humongous. Think about it like this. If you have a direct to funded account, that's 10 days. If you have a funded account, typically it's 5, could be 8 days, right? So 5 to 8 days there. Okay. And let's say you've got a couple funded accounts and one direct to funded account. Let's say you got, again, TopStep, Apex, and then we'll go Perdia, same three. Well, Perdia is 10 days. TopStep, if you do it right, it's 5 days. And again, this is assuming that you have all profitable days. I know I'm assuming that. I get it, but like, whatever. And then you have Apex, which is 8 days. So you first payout will be 5 days. And then you've got another 5 days, and you get one from Perdia. And then somewhere between that 5 and 10 days, you have Apexes. Now, when they hit your bank account, it's a different story. We'll talk about that in another video. But like you will be able to get basically 3 payouts within a week. Kinda, right? Like if it's Monday to Friday, like that second Friday would give you your direct to funded, and then you'd have like Wednesday would be Apex, and then like that Friday, the first week would be your TopStep, like as an example. But you have different payout windows, and so you and My Funded Futures could be in there too, same kind of thing. Like you get a set of money sent to you every so often. We don't have to wait to get paid, every 2 weeks or every week or whatever it is. We have different places that can pay us money all the time, and that's humongous. What this also does is, I kind of mentioned it before, but it gives you more payouts more often. So if you have one prop firm that pays you, let's go with Apex, they pay you every 8 days. Okay, well, you can't trade on the weekends on Monday or I guess Friday night and Saturday night. So you have Sunday through Friday to try and earn that. And then you basically have three chances to get payouts from Apex, excuse me. Then you go to TopStep. Now you can get 4 payouts. Now the speed at which you get a TopStep payout is not going to be 4, it's going to be like 3, but the idea is that you can get 1 a week, okay? And if you have a direct-to-funded account, you can get 2 per month, essentially. Yeah, it's like if there are 20 trading days in a month, yeah, you can get 2 per month. And so that gives you have 3 here, 4 here, and 3 over here. Like, that's quite a bit. That's 10 different payouts, even at the bare minimum. That's a lot of money. And so, like, you look at this, and we're not talking about scaling these and adding multiple. We're not talking about copy trading and having multiple funded accounts. We're talking about just having 1 account. If you could get potentially 10 payouts a month, like that would do a lot for you, even if it was just the bare minimum. Like even if it was just a $3,000 payout in total, like the total amount was $3,000. $3,000 times 12 is a decent amount of money. Like that's worth trading the markets for, right? I would agree with that. You'd probably agree with that too. And that's like the bare minimum. Okay. Now, ideally, the way this would work is we could also like capital stack or account stack, where we'd never be more than 3 days away from cash. So how this would look, like for me, I have 3 Apex TopStep funded accounts right now. Technically, I'm not more than 3 days away from getting a payout from one of the accounts, one hypothetically, one started on a Monday, one started on Tuesday, one started on Wednesday. I don't remember what the days were, but like I trade in those accounts and then I'm able to get a payout basically 2 days, essentially from the previous one, 3 days from the previous one. Now, what that does is it doesn't create rush in me. I'm not sitting here saying I have to get a payout like this week, or I have to get a payout from this one account right now. And if I don't, all is over. No, I'm like, I'll get a payout in a couple days. Like, not a big deal, not at all. So, and that's just with Top Step. You add my funded futures in there, maybe you add Apex in there, maybe you add Perdia in there, and all of a sudden, like, I'm like 2 to 3 days away. And some days it could be like back to back. So you just never know how it's going to stack up. But if you have multiple of these accounts lined up, ready to go, like you never have to wait a full week to get a payout. Assuming, again, you do everything right, you don't blow up the account and everything else. We have different videos on the channel for that stuff. Now, you will also ROI faster because you will have more chances to get payouts, because you'll have more accounts that can give you payouts. You will recoup your money much faster. All right. And this is a big one. I don't think a lot of you guys understand that. Like when you just go and you buy a ton of evals, you go and you buy, 10 fucking evals, 20 Apex evals. Like I'm gonna just get all these funded, and then you blow them up. That's a huge issue. Let's say you pass the eval, activate all 20, which is a ton of money, and then you blow them. Like you just wasted all that cash. And so diversifying gives you the chance to at least start recouping as you're buying more accounts, or as you have more accounts. You can start getting little bits of payouts that will get you over the hump and then make you profitable from all the prop firm accounts that you've purchased. Okay? Because the truth is you probably purchased a ton. Lastly, make big goals small. We're focusing less on trying to grow one account to like $1,000 a day or $500 a day. And we're focusing again on our portfolio. And so making $500 a day becomes a lot easier if we break it down over 5 accounts. Okay. If our goal is to make $500, what a lot of you guys say, I make $300 to $500 per day. Okay, cool. Well, if you break that down over 2 to 3 or 4 accounts, all of a sudden that becomes like a ridiculously simple thing to do. Instead of having to grow one account every day to $500, you're trying to grow like 3 different accounts, the sum total of like $150 to like $175 each. And so one account might be up $300, the other 2 might just need $100. And you've hit your $500 a day goal. And so we're wanting to break these things down. And if you really think about it, doing 10K a week, like then becomes kind of reasonable, right? If I'm trading 10 different accounts and I'm able to get those accounts by the end of the week up to like $500, then I've got another couple of accounts somewhere else, maybe 3 or 4 of those that are up, $400 or $500 each, and I have another set that's up, $700 or $800. Like all of a sudden, like I've gone up 10 grand. Now, whether they're all evals, some's a direct to funded, doesn't really matter. Eventually, assuming that we're on the right path, we should be able to get these accounts to funded accounts, and then we really could be earning like 10K a week. That doesn't sound ridiculous when you say it like that. I've got 10 accounts that might be up $300. I've got another 3 accounts over here that are up $500 each. I got another 2 accounts over there that are up like $500 as well. Well, shoot, that's a pretty decent week. Like that probably pays you more money than the job that you work right now. If it doesn't, great. If it does, like, okay, like now we're a real professional trader. So we can break down these humongous goals that you might have, like these goals that you're like, man, if I could hit that, that'd be incredible. We can break all that down into something very simple, which is let's just try and get 10 accounts. Let's try and get a couple straight to funded. Let's try to get a couple of our evals to funded. And let's get a couple evals here cooking. And let's just try to raise it a little bit every day. If $100 across 10 accounts is $1,000. $300 across the same 10 accounts is $3,000. And so like the goals that you have are very much within reach. It's just probably not the way that you're going about it. Trying to trade one prop firm, one account at a time, it's not going to work. Long term, it's not what these things are built for. The reason these are relatively cheap to access all this capital is you should be buying a lot of them. I don't have any affiliate links or discount codes for you. I have nothing to gain by telling you that you should buy more prop firm accounts other than the fact that it's going to help you become a better trader because you'll have less stress on you. You'll need to think about taking all the different trades way less. You'll just take trades because you have other accounts that you can trade, and you'll scale way faster when you have a day where you're just on fire growing all these different portfolios. All right. So I guess all these different accounts that are part of your portfolio. So we should be tracking, I can make a video on that, how to track all of these different accounts every day so we know what our total P&L is because it's very important. But that's it. Like that's how we're going to build a big old like professional style personal fund for ourselves. is we are going to focus on diversification, the rules, the different types of like accounts that we can trade to take the pressure off. We're going to copy trade a few accounts. We're going to look at buying and having different type of accounts. And then we're going to start scheduling and having different payouts, different times of the week, different times of the month, so that we could try and get 3 to like 12 of these things going, okay? And then we're going to cut down our huge goals and make them super reasonable by just copy trading and having many accounts, many different places. So I hope this video helps. If you have any questions, certainly leave them in the comments. Jump into the Discord. That link will be in the description as well. If you want the VGAPS software, you can book a call with me. We will talk through it. A lot of traders are having a lot of success with it, so I'd hope to see you a part of that, or at least learn more information about it. But until then, I will see you in the next one.